Hi everyone, welcome back. Let's continue our demonstration of the PT activities of module 2. In this video, we will be demonstrating the next packet tracer activity, which actually will give you a brief overview and also hands-on experience in dealing with initial configuration of a switch. So let's get going. So to start our discussion today or demonstration today, I'm going to show you how to go to the packet tracer activities directly without going through each and every step here. If you see, this is how your NetACAD looks like once you open the modules and so once you click on the modules. On the top right hand side corner, if you can see, there are some things like recently viewed, bookmarks, and there is something called as a course index. Click on the course index where you can see it shows you all the different things which are listed as part of your course, and uncheck this all button and simply go here and click on the packet tracers. So when you click on the packet tracer, it actually shows you all the different packet tracer activities that are listed in each and every module. We already did this 2.3.7, the packet tracer navigate the iOS. And today's this video, I'm going to show you how to perform the packet tracer configure initial switch settings. And you can see there are several other packet tracers in this module, followed by the module quizzes and other things. You can do it here. If you can actually go directly to your check your understandings quizzes and also module quiz. If you want to check out what are the different animations in every module, it's a very good tool to use. So make use of this, and if you click on the packet tracers and let us show, see, I clicked on it, the 2.5.5, which is the configuring of the initial switch settings. It will take me directly to that particular page. Scroll to the bottom, there you can see it. There are two links as usual. One of the link is the PDF document, which actually gives you the details, what to be done, the instructions, parts, the step one, how and what are the commands that need to be entered. And the other one, the other link will actually give you the, give me a second, the other link will actually give you the actual PKA file, which will be downloaded onto your system, and it'll ask you once you have the packet tracer installed onto your system, it'll ask me with this particular option saying that do you want to open with the packet tracer. Simply press OK. That's all set and done. So let me take to the packet tracer 7.3.1. It opens like this, and if you're opening it for the first time, it will definitely ask you for the username and password, which is nothing but your the same username password of your Cisco NetACAD account. Just enter it, put your password in, and you will automatically be redirected to the packet tracer questions. We are all done. I gave the credentials, my username and password. Now once I gave this, I will be redirected to this particular window. As I said, just click cancel, no issues with that. Now, the only difference between the last one and this particular packet tracer activity, which we are going to discuss today, if you see, is the completion over here. It shows something like 0%. It is nothing but which gives you the information regarding how much did you complete and are there anything else left. I'll show you also how to check yourself, how to make sure that you have completed each and every step over here. And as usual, for my sessions, I want everybody to please keep this window on the top side itself so that it becomes easy for me when I am scrolling down and I am doing the particular works. In this particular packet tracer, they have given me two switches connected to two PCs. So S1 and S2, and there are PC1 and PC2. So let me see what they are going to ask you is the main objectives for this particular packet tracer activity is verify the default switch configuration, to configure a basic switch configuration, configure the message of the day banner, save the configuration files to NVRAM, and also configure S2, which is the switch S2. So let me start with the part one. So part one is verify the default switch configuration. Now, once I go here, it says click S1 and then the CLI tab. So if I click on S1, you will be automatically redirected to the CLI tab, command line interface tab. I have changed my color of the background so that it looks good and it is much more clearer. Okay, so it's going to be showing me the prompt which belongs to the user mode. Now let me see what else it needs. So enter the privileged executive mode by entering the enable command. We know this already. And after entering into the enable command, you enter into the privileged mode. At the privileged mode, it is asking me to enter the show command. So let me do that. ENABLE, or you can simply enter in EN. And after once I go there, I can ask simply show RU tab. Guys, please make use of get yourself used to continuously using the tab key, which will be much more easier, because you will be most of the times when we are typing a little bit fast, spelling mistakes do occur. This saves you a lot of time and it is much more efficient. So show running config, enter. So it is going to give me all the running configuration details. So let me see what they are asked. How many fast Ethernet interfaces are there? How many gigabit internet interfaces are Ethernet interfaces are there? What is the range of values shown for the VTY lines? Which command will display the current contents of the NVRAM? And why does the switch respond with startup config is not present? So let me answer these questions one by one. For the first question, answer is the fast Ethernet interfaces, how many are there, and gigabit internet Ethernet interfaces, how many are there? I said you either, when you see this more prompt, you can either type in the space bar, which will take me directly to the next page, or if you press enter, it will take me to the next line. So let me press to the space bar. If you see, it is showing to me fast Ethernet 0/24 and gigabit Ethernet. Once again, I press the space bar. So there are 24 fast Ethernet ports and there are 2 gigabit Ethernet ports. And also it is asking me what is the range of the value shown for the VTY lines. VTYs are nothing but the virtual terminal lines. Here you can see that it shows VTY 0 to 15. So obviously there are 16 VTY lines. The range is 0 to 15. And it is asking me which command will display the current contents of the NVRAM. If you remember my earlier discussions, you have to type in show startup, once again startup config, press enter. It is showing to me the if you ask me, sir, why did you write show startup config there? Because the startup config is the configuration which is actually stored in your NVRAM. The running configuration is the config that is stored in your RAM. Now once it is showing to me that startup config is not present, it usually means, that is the next question here, it usually means that there is nothing that is stored in this particular switch. So whatever commands that you are going to type in now, when you press the copy command, they will be automatically stored as your startup config. That is regarding your part 1. Let's see part 2. So part 2 is, the objective of part 2 is creating a basic switch configuration. We discussed this and we have done some demos as well. So let me do this again. A second, give me a second. Let me just drag this. So it is showing to me, it is asking me to secure access to the console line by setting up the password as let me in. Let me do that. So switch S1, switch, 1 second guys, let me just minimize this. It will be much more easier for me. So switch S1. In order for me to enter into any type of configuration mode, first I have to go into the global configuration mode. Please remember that. Please always keep looking at the prompt that you see here, and then you can see simplified in conft, which is nothing but the shortcut for configure terminal. You will be automatically entering into the global configuration mode. In the global configuration mode, now it is asking me to secure access to the console line. So line console 0, enter, and they have already given the password as setting as let me in. Please make sure that whatever passwords are given in your question paper, you have to do the same thing. You cannot choose your own passwords. If you choose your own passwords, this completion bar will not show the particular percentage for that question. It will not take into consideration. So let me put in the same password, let me in, enter. Please remember this is a 3 command structure. So first you enter into the console mode, a line mode by typing in console 0, then you put in the password whatever you want to set it up, and then finally you give the login command. These are 3 things. And I have set up my login console password, and it is saying why is the login command required. Obviously if you do not give the login command, your password will not be considered at all. It won't be authenticated. And step 3, it is asking me verify that console access is secured or not. Okay, fine, let us see, let us check whether this let me in password is working or not. Let me get it out, exit. So I have reached into the privileged mode. Let me press another exit again. So I have come back. Now for me to get into the user mode, it is asking me for the password. The password which I set is let me in. Fine, it's working. Okay, so step 3 is done. And step 4 is secure privileged access mode. Remember that privileged access mode is this one, and for me once again I need to enter into the global configuration mode. And here it is asking me first set up the thing as enable password, and C1 here, the dollar symbol C, this is a 0, not O, because I have a lot of complaints on the students where they mistakenly understood that this is a O, not a 0. But please make sure it is clearly mentioned here. And if you get confused, maybe try 1 or 2 times, then you should be able to understand it. Check out much more closely. So it is asking me to secure the privileged mode access, which we can do through this particular command: enable password C1 dollar symbol C and a 0. Enter. So it says exit. Fine. I have set it up. Now it is asking me go check whether you entered it correctly or not. Fine. Okay. So if I want to check it, exit. And once again, for this you have to type in let me in, because let me in is the password for your console or the user mode. And once I type in enable, it will ask me for this password. This password is the C1 dollar symbol C and a 0. See, it's working fine. Now we made sure that step 5 is also done. Now it is asking the first password is line console 0. Now it is also asking me to just check, type in this command and see what you have typed in. Show running configuration and enter. Host name will switch, but unfortunately the problem here is we can see that whatever passwords we typed in are still in the plain text format. That means we will be able to observe all the passwords that we entered, which we should not be doing. Now it is asking me to say that configure and step 6, configure an encrypted password to secure access to privileged mode. For that, what we need to do is configure terminal, and rather than typing in as enable password, if you type in the command as enable secret, then it will automatically encrypt this particular password. Sir, why are you taking it as it's a secret? Because they asked me to. In the question, they asked me to set this encrypted password as it's a secret. If you want to do it on your own, you can do it. But for me, if I don't give this password, this won't be marked as completed. So let me check it out. Enable secret, it's a secret. Has accepted it. So let me check it out now. Go here, show running config, enter. Now see, the enable secret password is changed, sir, but it is also showing me this. When I entered the enable secret command, this command becomes void. It will not take the password anymore. Only the password that has been set using this enable secret command will be valid now. Please remember that. Okay, but it is still showing me the passwords that I set in for line console 0. So let me go into the next step. It is asking me verify whether the enable secret password is added to the configuration file or not. Yes, just now what we did it, I've shown you in step 7 that this has been added to the config file now. Sir, what is all this? This is nothing but the encrypted text of your let me in, or it's a secret password that you just entered. So we completed step 7 also. What do you mean by step 8 here? So step 8, it is asking me encrypt the enable and console passwords. Yep, happily. Let me show you. Once again, go here, conf t, enter here, enter into the global configuration mode, and the only command that we need to do is service password. Once again, press the tab character. It will autofill your command, service password encryption, and then enter. Sir, let me check whether this is working or not. Fine. So let me come out. So why are you coming out every time, sir? Because show commands do work in the privileged access mode, not in the global configuration mode. So I have to get back to this prompt to make sure that the show command works. Show running configuration. See, the password is also now encrypted. Let me go down, down, down. Check it out. All the passwords are encrypted now. So if any attacker tries to watch or tries to get into the system by checking out what's happening here, he won't be able to see or guess what your passwords are. Okay. So that's regarding your step 8. And also whether if you are watching it or not, the bottom percentage meter keeps on increasing for each and every step that you do correctly. If you don't do it correctly, it will not increase. Okay. So let me go to the part 3 here. Part 3 is a configure an MOTD banner. As I told you, MOTD stands for message of the day. This is a legal notification thing. So conf t, enter. So let me type in banner MOTD space colon this Once again, whatever is given here, please make sure that you typed in the right manner. Otherwise, it won't be evaluated. This is a secure system dot authorized access only colon and close. Okay, so this is how I set my banner message, banner MOTD, and now it is asking when will this banner be displayed. This banner will be displayed if somebody wants to try to access your switch. So let me show you that also. Let me get back there. Exit. Oh, I have completely come out. Let me in. Enable. What is the password I gave here? It is C1 dollar symbol C0. I think everybody has observed that whatever banner message we typed in, it is now being displayed whenever you try to enter into the switch. This is when the banner will be displayed. This is our answer. I think I entered the password wrong. C0. No. I think we gave, see, this is what I was confused. I'm giving the old password. I have to give in ITSASECRET because I just told you, right? Because I have tried too many number of passwords saying bad secrets, get lost, try again. So I have to try it again. If you guess what is the password that we have to enter here, I just told you. When you typed in the enable secret command, it says secret. This particular command, this has made the earlier command as void. So this is no longer possible. You have to go for it's a secret only. See, now it's working. I have to go for it's a secret password. Okay. So let me get back to where we are earlier. Here we are. I told you why this banner, when this banner will be displayed, and why every switch should have a MOTD banner, because it gives us information regarding if somebody wants to access your switch. That's the first legal notification. Just you see authorized entry only, no outsiders not allowed, trespassing is not allowed, all those kind of things. Okay, so let me get back. Now it is asking me to save and verify the configuration files to NVRAM. Okay, happily. So once again, for me to do that, I need to enter into the global configuration mode, conf t, and then what I have to do is copy running. Okay, give me a second. Exit. I can do it here itself. Copy running config to startup config. Okay. So it's I can do the copy thing directly in the privileged mode. Sir, can't you type this entire command in this configuration mode and do it? Yes, you can. But me being a bit lazy, so I want to do it using the tab character. The tab character for copy command works only in the privileged mode. So I come here and it's asking me the destination file name. Is it startup config? Obviously, it is startup config. It's a default. So just press enter there and it's done. Okay. And this is how it is actually being done. And let me show you, it shows 43% here. That means we did a small mistake, because once we have set up the switch S1, it should automatically shown 50% here. Fine, we'll check it out towards the later part of this stage. Let me do part 5. It says switch S2, configure S2. So let me click on S2, and if I click on S2, it's saying that device name. I think I missed the device name in this one. I think I missed the device name. Yes. See, I missed the device name part. Maybe I skipped a particular point. For me to do that, conf t, enter, host name, capital S1. Okay, let me see. I missed it. See, I got the completion of 50%. I missed the name maybe at the top most one. Yes, I missed. I think I missed the step 1. Very first step, I missed it. Anyhow, we are back on track. Okay, so let me close this one. Anyhow, it's all saved, so no issues. Let me start doing it with the part 5, configure S2. Let me click on S2. This is what you see. Press enter, enable, get into the mode, and let me see what it wants me to do. So set it up, set your switch device name as S2, and for that we have to enter into the global configuration mode, host name, capital S and 2. Please make sure that whatever host name is shown here, you have to do the exact host name, not your own wish. Okay. and it says protect access to the console using the let me in password. Okay, fine. Line console 0 password is let me in this b1. I gave it, fine. Once again it's showing to me do the both the ones. Okay, let us do both the ones. Enable password c1 dollar symbol c0, enter, and it is asking me to do the same thing again. Enable secret, it's a secret, as I told you. Now it's a secret only will work. The c1 dollar one will not work. It is asking me to do the banner one. So banner motd space authorized. Let me type in authorized access only. Something I can type in anything here. It will show, it will display there. Okay. So after banner one, it's saying, it is asking me encrypt all plain text passwords. Fine. Service password encryption done. And it is now asking me ensure that all the configuration is correct. You can do the same checks once again, that what we did in for switch s1. Now it is asking me save the configuration file. So as I told you, I can do it here, or I can get out and say here copy running tab st tab, enter, and is now once again asking me do you want me to save this configuration in the default one. So once I close the switch and switch it on again after some time, all these configuration commands will be saved there. So I will type in enter. So switch 2 is done. Okay, and it is still asking me something is left over. So these things do happen usually. Now by now we should get the 100% done. Maybe we missed in something. Let me see here. If you click on the check results, it is going to show you what you did. Still it is saying that you did not complete this activity. Go to the assessment items. It's saying that the console line password which I gave is a mistake. Okay, fine. For switch s2, for switch f2 s2 I did not give the login password. Let me see why I didn't give it, or where we went wrong here. So we can close it directly. Come here, click on s2 and line console 0. It says password c, because when I am doing this, I did the basic mistake of not typing in the login. If you don't type in the login, automatically it won't work. That is what happened. And you can also here use the shortcut. See, you can use line console 0, and after that you can type in the password is let me in. I forgot the login command here. If you don't type in the login command, it won't work. At least it gave me a good example to show you how the check results work. So I am happy now we got the 100%. And make sure all these packet tracer activities do come with this particular thing. And if you are stuck anywhere, you can simply type in, or you check, go to the check results, see whether you have completed all these things or not. And it go to the assessment items. You can see here how, what are the different points that it covered. This is going to give you how it is being scored. The same kind of rubrics are also done for your final exam also, or your skills exams also. Okay, you can, you can actually get all this here. You can click on the show incorrect items. It will show you which of the items are yet to be done. Guys, with that we close this window, we close this video down, and we complete our 2.5.5 packet tracer activity. In the next video, I'll show you the next packet tracer, where you can configure some of the initial settings and also the IP address settings on the PCs, and how to connect these two PCs to ping these two PCs. Thank you very much, guys. Let me stop this share. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.